Hi, everyone. I'm Jerry Davidsey, CEO of Presilium Private Wealth. Welcome to Financial Planning Fridays, our weekly video series on financial planning, where we work to simplify wealth management decision-making for our clients so they can focus on what is most important to them. Today, in our 20th episode, we wanted to discuss and review 2022. Wow, what a year. We had a year filled with lots of good news, but also more than a few negative headlines that made this market one of the most volatile ever. As usual, we took advantage of this volatility and rebalanced our client accounts 27 times. Each time the S&P 500 moved up or down 5%. We especially looked for opportunities to add to stock and put your portfolios in an even better position for the eventual recovery. We were also able to complete tax loss swaps throughout the year to help reduce your taxes this year and potentially in future years. The S&P 500 was down about 20% for the year as of December 21st, which is only the fifth time since 1932 that it has finished down 20% or more for a calendar year. A few of the headlines that dominated the market this year were the Russian invasion of Ukraine, inflation reaching a 40-year high, the Federal Reserve raising interest rates at the most aggressive pace in 15 years, cryptocurrencies collapse, and finally, a very contested midterm election. We were inspired by the 12 days of Christmas and wanted to bring you 12 market facts from 2022. We will start with a few of the unfortunate stats, then move to a few positive ones before giving you a great reason to feel optimistic going into next year. I wanted to sing the 12 facts, but my team asked me not to and reconsider after seeing the first cut of this video. We'll save that for next year. 1. 11% of stocks in the S&P 500 had their worst year ever, and 65 of the stocks in the S&P 500 are now down more than 40% this year. 2. Longer-term bonds were no longer a safe place to hide, with the 30-year Treasury bond down 28.4% and the 10-year Treasury falling 13.91%. 3. 10 of the 11 industry sectors that make up the S&P 500 were down this year, with communication stocks down the most at around 40% and energy being the only positive sector. 4. Bitcoin and Ethereum, the two largest cryptocurrencies, were down about 65%. It is estimated that about 13% of Americans have purchased some kind of cryptocurrency. 5. U.S. home prices peaked in June 2022 and began to decline after more than doubling over the past 10 years. 6. The S&P 500 was up or down 1% 118 times this year, very close to the record set in 2002 to make for one of the most volatile market years on record. 7. International stocks outperformed U.S. stocks by about 2% in 2022. We were rewarded for continuing to hold international stock in your accounts, and especially by adding to European and Asian stocks this summer before those areas rallied significantly in the last quarter of this year. 8. Consumer spending in the United States continued to be resilient and increased this year compared to last year. 9. Just 59% of Americans own stocks. This is highly correlated with education. The further an individual has gone in school, the more likely they are to own stock. 10. The yield on the Fidelity Institutional Money Market Fund went from a yield of 0.04% at the start of the year to almost 100 times as high at 4% by year end. 11. The one-year Treasury bill jumped from 0.4% on January 3rd to 4.65% on December 15th. We can finally earn reasonable interest on our savings and bonds. And finally, for our 12th fact, a great reason to be optimistic for next year as we looked back through history. The S&P 500 has only been down more than 20% in a calendar year 4 times in the past 90 years. The year afterwards was positive every single time, with an average gain of 26.6%. We are very optimistic going into 2023. We are excited to work on your behalf to take advantage of whatever the world and the market brings us next year, while giving you an amazing experience. Thank you again. Happy New Year, and we look forward to talking with you in 2023.